Alright, we got our hatch on. It's fitting pretty good. I had to do a little bit of shaving right here to make it fit good, but it's going to work. And now we're ready to go ahead and start doing the Hydroturf. Everything is nasty. I got aluminum shavings, spilled an adult beverage right there, and all this crap for when it was outside, something falling out of the hickory nut tree. We're using the cheap Amazon stuff. We want to make sure we're getting a good adhesion. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take a mouth sander, run over everything real quick, and then wipe it all down with acetone before we start sticking this stuff down. I went ahead and pulled this rear seat base just to make it easier to add the Hydroturf on. I think I'm going to put it back, but we're going to try some riv nuts in here and see if that can't help it out some. I mean, I plan on putting an outboard back here, so you really don't want to sit right here anyways, but maybe for fishing purposes it could come in handy. Plus you already got that gaping hole anyways, we might as well try to use it. And of course we still have to deal with this hole too before we lay the Hydroturf. And for whatever reason it was a 3/16 rivet right here. I don't know what that was holding in, probably holding the whole boat together. We'll find out. I'm gonna try to fill this little hole up with some great stuff, and then maybe see if I can't get something to fit in this hole, or either that great stuff is that expanding foam insulation stuff. Maybe we can fill it up a little bit and then take like a hacksaw blade and maybe shave it off. Figure out something to try to fix that. Got that special formula. Let's see if it works. Alright, so I've got this and this wiped down with acetone. I wanted to start on the front deck because that is going to be the hard part. But I kind of shot myself in the foot with that stuff because it says it doesn't cure until 8 hours. So got to hold off on the front deck, but I want to go ahead and try to do some stuff today. So let's do the floor and this seat. All right, first off we're going to do this floor, and since it's basically just a rectangle, I'm just gonna measure it as a rectangle, cut it out, lay it in there, and then notch out for these braces. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. I'll cut it a little tight, hopefully all the way around, and it'll work. It's always be a little bit big on these. I've realized that. This stuff's easy to trim once you get it in there, but you ain't really going to stretch it any if you cut it too short. All right, for my turf, I got this stuff right here. I just wanted this look. I wanted the wood floor look. I just think it'll look really good with the black. You can get it with different color lines. So I had to shop around and find this color wood with black lines to make it look like hardwood, obviously. I just think it'll look good with the black boat. This is the no-name, stuff. I call it all Hydroturf. That's kind of the name brand stuff, but this is definitely knockoff. I think the correct term for this is just like EVA foam. But if you just type in Hydroturf, it'll pull up cheap stuff too. The cheaper stuff comes in a lot of different sizes, and that's why I went with this one where I did. I got this on eBay because I wanted to keep from having to two-piece that front deck. Because with these lines, man, that's going to be a nightmare trying to two-piece it like that. But if you got a really wide boat, you're probably not going to be able to get around that. But anyways, this stuff it's 95 inches long by 47.5 inches wide. They might list it as 48 inches wide, but I put a tape on it. It's 47.5. So that's plenty wide to do the front deck and the seats of the boat without having to two-piece it. But I was just shy of getting away with one sheet, so I'll have a lot left. But like I said, when I get to it, I'll put some under that hatch and probably fill in that back too, just to give it a more complete look. I just want to let you guys know. Also, the best way I found for writing on this stuff, because this paper on the back is very waxy, is get you like a colored pencil, or a crayon might work too, to mark it, because a marker, it just beads up. All right, let's cut it. Alright, I've been standing here scratching my head at this thing for a little bit. And I believe the way I'm going to go about it is I'm going to take that whole sheet and just lay it up here. I guess I could cut it to length from front to right here. That way I ain't having to wrestle as much. But anyhow, I'm going to lay it up here. And I did this on one boat. I can't remember which one it was. It was probably the bow fishing boat. I just laid it up there, kind of made sure it was pretty flat, and then went on this outside edge of the boat and marked it all the way down, and that's going to give me my angle. Cut it, and then I can slide this side in, and the front of this boat is flat, so that should be pretty close to working too. And then all we have to worry about is this side of the boat, which probably the smart thing to do is just really take my time with a razor knife maybe and go around. And that's what I'm gonna try to do, is just cut this one big piece out. And then I know I got this 15 inches from here to here, and I'm gonna try to cut this as straight as I can, which I might have to make 2 cuts, and then kind of go down through here and cut this one piece out for this lid. The thing about it, you know, if you go through and just cut out like a L piece here, and or I guess it'll be one big C piece, and then you got to worry about trying to get everything all lined up. I just think it's going to be easier to have one big piece and then try to cut that hatch out of that piece, if that makes sense. At least that's what I'm going to attempt to do. And if I mess up, it's your guys' fault, because I told you about my plan before I started. Alright, so that didn't just work out perfect, because if I put this square up here all the way across, it's kind of hard to do this one hand, my angle gets way off over here. You see? It's actually not too bad right here, the back of this seat, because of the how the seat attaches to the side of the boat, but right here that looks awful. So what I'm contemplating doing is go ahead and maybe get this corner and part of this front piece, peel it off, and push this whole thing over to where this is where it needs to be, and then make sure I have it square, of course, and then get this side, you know, even where it's going to be like kind of overlap some, go ahead and get it where it needs to be, or at least push to where I don't have a gap anymore, and then I'll just trim where it's too wide, and then slowly peel it off and try to do this side too, and then hopefully I'll be able to do this door. I know I got 15. I need to do a measurement across somehow. I don't want to mess this up. All right, we'll figure it out. Well, all right, there we go. Another little project finished. It came out okay. It is not my best work. Again, I keep saying that about this boat. Maybe it's the whole budget thing. I don't know if I'm trying to rush stuff in my head or something because I want to hurry up and get it done or what. The only corner I really cut on this stuff was just trying to pull some measurements on that Hydroturf. I've done this several different ways now, and I can go ahead and tell you the best way to do it is to go ahead and take your time and make a template. Make a template out of cardboard or something, you know, tape it all together, and then put that on your Hydroturf, mark it, then cut it out. I did that on the first couple builds I did, and they came out pretty good, and the few that I didn't try to do that, they didn't come out as nice. But that being said, I mean, it looks pretty good. It is a budget boat. I ain't trying to say like it's okay for it to look like crap, but you know, once I put the trolling motor up here and add a couple more things that I plan on doing, I think the little bad spots I have is going to be more hidden, and it won't bother me as bad. Plus, I am a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like this, so if I get off in one little spot, it kind of bothers the crap out of me. So like I said, it came out pretty good. All my lines are pretty straight. I ended up trimming a little bit more on that hinge. I ordered a pull for the hatch, just something kind of flush, a little black pull. And really, that's about it. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to leave those two pads on the back. I just saw it and thought, why not? I'm going to have to see what the whole thing looks once it's 100% together. But that is it for the Hydroturf. It is, that was a kind of a pain in the butt. It always is. It's not that hard of a job, but it seems like I always do it when it's 100 degrees outside and you're sweating, and it just makes it that much worse. Well, that being said, on this whole video, I'm not going to include that great stuff. I had it already, and I'm assuming you're probably not going to need it for your boat, but I mean, it's like, what, $4 or $5 a can? I'm not going to add it to the total price. Last week, I forgot to add those little screws, the little stainless steel screws, so I'm going to add that to this total. And really the only other expense was this Hydroturf, which was like 180 something bucks, I think. I got 2 sheets. I don't really have a whole lot left over, but I mean, you don't have to do the top of the seats if you don't want to, and you don't have to do like that back part, and you don't have to do like if you have a hatch like I got, you don't have to do in there. I ordered 2 sheets so I could do all that stuff, just because I feel like it's a little extra touch, I guess, as far as selling the boat. Next, I still haven't got a freaking trolling motor or an outboard for this boat, and that's kind of concerning me. I want to get a used foot control trolling motor to save a couple $100, but man, it's when you need something, there's none around. Of course, if you don't need it, there's bukus of them out there, and right now there's really not. There's a few of them out there, but you know, they're $350, and I don't really want to spend that on a freaking used trolling motor. I don't care if it is a factory takeoff. So I'm gonna give it a few more days and either bite the bullet and buy a brand new one, which that is not budgeted at all, or probably try and get one of them used ones that I feel is a little overpriced. And the same thing with the motor. I still haven't completely ruled out getting a Hankai motor. I mean, I look every day at Marketplace trying to find a used something, you know, at a decent price. But the thing about it, if you get a used Johnson or Evinrude, Mercury, Yamaha, they're even worse. You know, 6 horsepower motor, you're looking at spending $1,200 when you can get a 6.5 horse Hankai for $700. I would really love to find like something, you know, in the $400 to $500 range is what I'm kind of holding out for, just to save, you know, at least a couple $100 versus getting a brand new Hankai. But like I said, that hasn't popped up for me yet, but still holding out a little bit of hope for that. Well, all right, guys, I really appreciate you watching. See you on the next one.